When a group of culinary aficionados score seats in an exclusive upscale restaurant, they learn the chef has more on the menu than they could have ever imagined. The Menu recently found its new home on HBO Max after a subpar theatrical window. It was beautifully directed by Mike Mylod and written by the team of Seth Reiss and Tracy. Hawthorne, a swanky eatery that charges $1,250 per guest, is situated on an island owned by the celebrity chef Julian. Only the most elite can afford a seat, and they usually bring all their entitlement along with them. There's a mixed bag of personalities present for this special meal. A pretentious food critic and the editor of the magazine she writes for, a wealthy older couple, a rowdy group of tech bros, and an aging actor with his assistant, along with Chef Julian's own mother and an obsessed foodie with his less than enthused date. The latter couple is played by one of my new faves, Anya Taylor-Joy as Margot, and Nicholas Hoult is playing her date, Tyler. Tyler is overly enthusiastic about this whole experience, and he gets irritated at his guest because she doesn't seem to be on his level when it comes to fine dining. Tyler knows all the terms, he can appreciate different flavors, and he even recognizes the equipment used to prepare the meal. He would like to consider himself to be a connoisseur. The food critic is there just to do her job, critique the meal. Of course, that means spotting what she considers to be a flaw with this meal and exploiting the shit of it, which would typically have a chef on pins and needles hoping she gives a good review. In many ways, she holds this restaurant's success in the palm of her hand. In fact, her first review of Chef Julian's work, in her words, put him on the map. The rest of the guests are there simply because they can afford to be there. The older couple are regulars who have eaten at Hawthorne's a dozen times in 2 years. Remember that $2,500 per couple price tag. So that's telling you that they're pretty wealthy. The tech bros specifically said they just want to say they've been there. And the actor is preparing for a traveling road show, which is a food reality show he plans to pitch now that the roles that he usually were getting are drying up. And when they land on the island, we learn that Margot was not Tyler's first choice as a date, and that seems to perturb the staff at Hawthorne's. As Chef Julian and his loyal team of sous chefs roll out the night's menu, we find out this meal is tailored specifically for this audience. How will Margot fit into this equation? So I planned for this to be a spoiler-free review, and that was the synopsis of where we are without dropping any spoilers. But my thoughts on the deeper implications of this film might have light spoilers for the movie, so tread carefully. The Menu is a dark thriller with hints of satire. The cast does an awesome job selling their characters, especially Anya Taylor-Joy, but of course I already told you I am biased towards her Margot, playing alongside Ralph Fiennes' Julian. Once we learn Julian's plan, the deeper meaning of the film becomes more apparent. I spoke earlier about the subpar theatrical performance of this movie. I feel like the marketing of this film may have not been convincing enough for audiences to take a chance on the Menu while it was in theaters. But unlike The Guest of Hawthorne, it deserves a second chance at life on HBO Max. The Menu has been dubbed a dark comedy horror film by many. I feel like it's more of a dark comedy thriller, more of a suspenseful thing rather than being scary. But there are acts depicted in this film that may trigger you if you are squeamish to certain acts. So, for instance, there is a scene where a person commits the act of. So if you are squeamish about seeing scenes like that played out on screen, this one might not be for you. But again, there is only one scene where that happens. But if that is going to trigger you, then you should probably stay away from the Menu. The Menu speaks to any fandom that has become overbearing, arrogant, self-important snobs. Instead of food, this could be about sports, books, films, fashion. Anytime the joy has been stripped from anything, the message of this movie applies. This is especially the case when a project has been made with love and it goes unappreciated because the recipients are too vain to accept it for what it is. We've seen this in movies and TV a lot lately. Uh, Release the so and so, recast the such and such. Certain movies aren't cinema, certain characters aren't worth playing. And if you disagree, Lord forbid if you disagree. It's one thing to simply not see eye to eye because everything ain't for everybody. It's something totally different when you're attacked because I like this thing that you don't. The menu is also commentary on doing things for the sake of doing them. When we only pretend to absorb what's happening in the world around us, to only take a superficial liking or dislike to something because we're too smug to dig deep within ourselves for the pearls the Creator intended us to find. It speaks to just being a fanboy or fangirl. When we let someone patronize us and not hold their feet to the fire because we like them. When we act as if just being in the presence of this director, writer, chef is enough. When we feed the narcissism of these individuals, they begin to feel they can do no wrong, which robs them of joy when they do something truly special. Emperor's New Clothes, anyone? You know what I mean? The menu also says something about financial success. It doesn't automatically equate to happiness. Sometimes people are trapped by wealth and live a truly unfulfilled existence because of it. There are so many allegories I could continue to point out. I could probably go on forever. Instead, I'll tell you don't walk, run to watch the menu. Keep my ideas in the back of your mind and see what it says about you and me, about us. So I'm singing high praises for this movie, and I'm not alone. Rotten Tomatoes, the critics say 88%, yay, certified fresh. The audience who gave this movie a chance also liked it to the tune of 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. From me, I would give this a 3.75 stars. I truly enjoyed it. Was it a perfect movie? No, but it was beautifully shot and it was well acted and it had an underlying message that is worth hearing if you hear it. And that concludes my thoughts on this film. So let me know down in the comments if you have seen or are you looking forward to seeing the menu. I'd like to hear all about it down there. I'd also like to say thank you to these guys, the people who make this thing happen for me, my patrons. I love them. I do. Just hug them. Of course, my channel members as well. I forgot. So if you'd like to become a patron, I'm going to slide that right here. If you would like to become a channel member on YouTube, right down there, you see where it says join. You want to go ahead and hit that button. Please hit the subscribe button if you've not already. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, turn your notifications on so you'll know the next time I post a review or we go live. We have big fun, and I'm inviting you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. With all that being said, I don't have anything else for you. It's been big fun. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. The Menu has been dubbed by some as a dark comedy horror film. I see it more as a dark comedy thriller, like I described earlier. Uh, the The Menu has been dubbed by some as a dark comedy horror film. I see it more as a dark thriller comedy. There is some The Menu has been dubbed by some. Oh, the Menu has been dubbed by some.